You keep asking God for breakthrough, for blessing, for change. But every single time he shows up with the answer, you're too busy, too distracted, too tangled in worry to even notice. You scroll for hours, you stress for days, you plan for months, but when God whispers, "I'm here, I'm ready, just give me 1 minute," you suddenly have no time. Sound familiar? Here's the truth you need to hear right now. God isn't asking for your perfection. He isn't waiting for you to get your life together first. He's asking for 60 seconds of your full, undivided attention. And in that single minute, everything can shift. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what God is trying to tell you, why this moment matters more than you think, and what happens when you finally stop running and just listen. Welcome, beloved. If you're hearing this message right now, it's no accident. This is your divine appointment. Before we go any further, if you're new here, do yourself a favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a message meant specifically for you. And if you believe that God is speaking to you right now, if you're ready to receive what he has for you, type these 2 powerful words in the comments. I receive. Say it with faith. Say it with expectation. Because God is about to meet you exactly where you are. Let's be honest. You've been praying for months, maybe years, for God to move in your life. You've asked for provision, for clarity, for healing, for open doors. And yet when the moment comes, when God taps you on the shoulder and says, "Now, right now, give me just 1 minute of your focus," you hesitate. You say, "God, I'll pray later. I'll read my Bible tomorrow. I'll worship when things calm down." But here's what God is saying to you today. All right, enough is enough. Give me just 1 minute. Not an hour, not a perfect prayer, not a flawless devotional, just one honest, uninterrupted minute where you stop everything else and acknowledge that he is God. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." Notice it doesn't say be busy and know that I am God. It doesn't say be anxious, be distracted, be overwhelmed. It says be still. And in that stillness, in that one sacred minute, God begins to rearrange things. He begins to speak. He begins to move. But you have to give him the space to do it. You have to stop filling every second with noise, with worry, with your own plans, and let him interrupt your chaos with his peace. You see, God doesn't need hours of your time to perform a miracle. He doesn't need you to have it all figured out before he steps in. He just needs your willingness. He needs your yes. He needs you to say, "Okay, God, I'm here, I'm listening, I'm yours." And when you do that, when you give him that one focused minute, he meets you there. Not because you earned it, not because you're perfect, but because he's faithful, because he loves you. Because he's been waiting for you to stop striving and just be with him. Think about it this way. You give the world your attention all day long. You give your phone your focus. You give your problems your energy. You give your fears your time. But when God asks for 1 minute, suddenly you're too tired, too rushed, too overwhelmed. What does that say about where your trust really is? What does that say about what you truly believe? James 4:8 tells us, "Draw near to God and he will draw near to you." It's not complicated. It's not a formula, it's a promise. You move toward him and he moves toward you. But somebody has to take the first step. And today, that somebody is you. God is not playing games with you. He's not testing you to see if you'll fail. He's inviting you into intimacy. He's calling you into alignment. He's saying, "I have something for you, but you have to be present to receive it." You can't receive a download while you're on airplane mode. You can't catch what's being thrown to you if your hands are full of everything else. You have to let go. You have to pause. You have to give him that 1 minute fully, intentionally, expectantly. And here's what happens in that minute. God begins to remind you who you are. He begins to speak life over the dead places. He begins to breathe hope into the situations you thought were over. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." God already has the blueprint. He already knows the way forward. He's just waiting for you to stop trying to figure it out on your own and let him lead. Maybe you've been running on empty for so long that you forgot what it feels like to be filled. Maybe you've been fighting battles in your own strength until you're exhausted, defeated, and ready to give up. Maybe you've been so focused on the noise of the world that you can no longer hear the voice of God. If that's you, listen closely. God is not frustrated with you. He's not angry. He's not distant. He's right there saying, "Come to me. Give me 1 minute. Let me remind you who's really in control here. Matthew 11:28 says, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." Not someday, not when you've fixed everything. Right now, in the mess, in the middle of the storm, in the chaos, come to him, give him that minute, and watch what he does with it. He doesn't waste your time. He redeems it. He multiplies it. He turns your 1 minute of surrender into a lifetime of breakthrough. If you're still with me, I want you to do something right now. Go ahead and hit that like button. Not because I need it, but because it's a small act of obedience, a small step of faith that says, "Yes, God, I'm listening. I'm engaged. I'm ready." And when you do that, you're signaling to heaven that you're open to receive. Now let's talk about what's been blocking that 1 minute. Because the enemy knows that if you give God your full attention, even for 60 seconds, everything changes. So he distracts you. He overwhelms you. He convinces you that you're too busy, too broken, too far gone for God to use that time. But that's a lie. The Bible says in Isaiah 55:8-9, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways and my thoughts than your thoughts." God doesn't operate on your timeline. He doesn't measure success the way you do. He can do in 1 minute what you couldn't accomplish in a year. You know what the problem is? We've been conditioned to believe that more is better, more effort, more time, more struggle. But God works in the opposite spirit. He works in the small moments. He works in the quiet surrenders. He works when you finally stop trying to be enough and let him be everything. Zechariah 4:10 asks, "Who dares despise the day of small things?" Don't underestimate what God can do with your 1 minute. Don't dismiss it as insignificant. That 1 minute of focus, of prayer, of worship, of stillness, it's a seed. And God specializes in turning seeds into forests. Here's the shift you need to make today. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting until you feel spiritual enough, ready enough, worthy enough. God isn't asking for your performance. He's asking for your presence. Hebrews 11:6 says, "And without faith it is impossible to please him, for whoever would draw near to God must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who seek him." You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to seek him. You just have to show up. You just have to give him that 1 honest minute. And when you do, here's what shifts. Your perspective changes, your peace returns, your faith is activated. Because in that minute, you're reminded that you're not alone. You're reminded that you're not forgotten. You're reminded that the God who created the heavens and the earth, the God who parted the Red Sea, the God who raised Jesus from the dead, that same God is with you, right here, right now. And he's more than able to handle whatever you're facing. Philippians 4:6-7 says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." That peace doesn't come from having all the answers. It comes from giving God access. It comes from that 1 minute where you release control and trust him completely. Let me tell you something else. That 1 minute isn't just for you, it's for everyone connected to you. When you align yourself with God, when you give him that time, it shifts the atmosphere around you. It breaks generational curses. It opens doors for your children. It releases blessings into your family. Because when you say yes to God, you're not just changing your life, you're changing your lineage. Exodus 20:6 promises that God shows steadfast love to thousands of those who love me and keep my commandments. Your obedience echoes into eternity. So what's stopping you? What's keeping you from giving God that 1 minute? Is it pride? Is it fear? Is it the belief that you can do it on your own? Let me tell you, you can't, and that's okay. You were never meant to. Isaiah 41:10 says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." God isn't waiting for you to be strong enough. He's waiting for you to admit you need him. And here's the beautiful part. When you finally give him that minute, when you finally stop resisting and just surrender, God doesn't shame you for taking so long. He doesn't lecture you. He embraces you. He restores you. He rebuilds you, because that's who he is. That's what he does. Romans 8:28 reminds us, and we know that for those who love God all things work together for good for those who are called according to his purpose. Even your delays, even your detours, even your mistakes. God is still working it all for your good. Before we close, I want you to type something in the comments. Type these 3 words, blessed and ready. Say it with authority, say it with faith, because you are blessed, and you are ready to receive, ready to believe, ready to step into everything God has for you. Here's the truth you need to walk away with today. God isn't asking for much. He's just asking for 1 minute. One focused, undistracted, fully surrendered minute where you let him be God. And in that minute, everything shifts. Your faith is reignited. Your hope is restored. Your breakthrough begins. Don't let another day go by where you're too busy for the one who holds your entire life in his hands. Give him that minute. Watch what he does with it. Trust that he's faithful. And remember, he's been waiting for you. If this message spoke to you, if it stirred something in your spirit, do me a favor. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Share it with a friend, a family member, someone who's been running on empty and needs to be reminded that God is still speaking, still moving, still faithful. And don't forget to click that notification bell so you're always the first to know when we post a new message here on Pray to Begin channel. Because God has more to say to you, and we're here to help you hear it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for giving God your time today. May his peace, his presence, and his power follow you everywhere you go. Until next time, stay blessed, stay faithful, and keep your heart open. God is speaking. Are you listening?